Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you how I took those Michael Kors jeans that I got in one of my Poshmark rescue boxes and turned them into a skirt for myself. If you want to see how I did this, keep on watching. What's up, gorgeous people? It's Amber. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I have a very quick, easy DIY for you, and I was going to make it a no-sew, but I couldn't find my fabric tag, so I did so in this video, but I will have a no-sew version of this exact thing coming up very soon because I have another pair of pants that I want to do this to, so I'll show you how easy it is to do a no-sew version of this exact skirt. Nonetheless, we're going to take those Michael Kors jeans that I got in one of my Poshmark mystery boxes and we're going to turn them into a skirt. And you know what? I was going to do this to resell it, but those jeans fit me. I mean, they fit me perfectly. Honestly, if I liked them as jeans, I would have kept them that way, but I don't like low-rise jeans. I prefer high-rise, so that's the only reason why I decided to turn them into a skirt. Otherwise, I would have left them alone because they literally fit me all the way to my ankles, which is extremely rare when you're short like I am. So I decided to turn them into a skirt. I love the way it turned out, and I really mean it this time. I mean, the last time I said that I loved my DIY, and then I tried it on. I hadn't fully tried on the whole look yet, and when I tried it on, I don't know, I looked like I should be taking orders at a restaurant instead of wearing a super cute outfit. So I will have the tweak to that outfit, hopefully this week. I'm not going to promise you guys. It might be next week. It depends on all of the things that I got going on, whether or not I can get that done, but it'll definitely be very soon. I'm going to change the top part of it to make it more like something I would wear instead of like I'm taking orders at, I don't know, Wendy's or something like that. Nonetheless, let's get into turning these jeans into a skirt. Let's do it now. Okay guys, any materials you will need are listed in the description box below. We're going to start by cutting the pant leg right where that hole is. I think that's roughly the length that I need my skirt to be. I really don't know because I didn't try these on and measure like I should have. But what I would suggest you do is put the jeans on, decide how long you want your skirt to be, and mark it with a pin, and that's where you'll need to cut. Once you get that first one cut, you'll take your other pant leg and place that small piece that you just cut off the other side and put it on top of the other pant leg so that you can use it for your template to cut it roughly the same size. Guys, I know that this is not going to be a perfect measurement, but it's going to be as close as I can possibly get it. I promise you, almost everybody will be off like a centimeter or two unless you measure this perfectly. I don't do that. I just kind of wing it. It looks good. Nobody notices. This is not Project Runway. Nobody is judging your clothes. Just saying. So I just take my scissors and I cut this off as close as I possibly can to that other pant leg. Then we're pretty much ready to roll. Now we got a funky looking pair of long shorts, so let's try to form this into a skirt. So we're going to want to go ahead and take out that inseam, and how I'm going to do that this time is take my scissors and cut as close as I can to that flat fell seam so that it looks, you know, pretty straight and you have something to follow. You don't want to just randomly cut here. So I'm taking my scissors and cutting as close as I can to that seam. There is no reason to seam rip here, which is what I normally do. There's just no point to do that, guys. You can definitely cut this open and just cut as close to that seam as you possibly can to make it look as clean as possible. Okay, so we're coming up on the very end here, and boom, everything's all opened up. We're starting to get a sort of looking skirt here. Whatever. Okay, so we're going to lay this down, and the next thing that we want to do is go ahead and cut that crotch area right up to the bottom of the zipper. The reason you need to do this is because that will never, and I do mean never, sit flat for you. If you leave it there, it'll pucker. So you want to cut it, and then you're just going to kind of lay it off to the side to form the skirt. You're also going to want to do the same thing in the back area, and I really can't tell you where to stop here, but roughly right underneath the pocket is a good place to stop. But what you're trying to do here is make this so that it will lay flat and look pretty and not puckered up and crazy. See how it's laying flat? That's how we want it to look. Okay, so now that we have all of those things done, as you can see, if you wore it like this, it would be extremely short. I mean, you'd be showing a lot of goodies if you left your skirt like this. So the next thing that we're going to want to do is take those pant legs that we just cut, and we're going to use those to fill in this area. Obviously, I'm pinning this into place first because I decided that that would probably be best since I know that's where that wants to lay. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing in the back here. We're going to lay this down. I'm going to place a pin where I know that this wants to lay. Do not fight with your fabric, guys. Just let it go where it wants to go. There's no point in fighting with it. It will look best if you let it lay where it naturally wants to go. Okay, so forming pretty good here. Everything's looking pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in that front as I just said. So I'm taking one of the pant legs, probably the one without the hole. Yeah, that would probably be the smart thing to do. And when I start to cut this, I start to cut it on that flat fell seam, and then I'm like, whoa, no, hey, that could be a really nice accent. Better not cut there, so I decided to cut on the other seam that's just stitched normally. And guys, there's no reason to seam rip here. Honestly, this is going to be more than enough fabric to fill in the area, so there's no reason to waste time with seam ripping when you can just simply cut it in half. And I like to save time anywhere I can when I'm doing these DIYs, so why waste time seam ripping if you're not in desperate need of the additional fabric? Okay, so we fold it out and woo, look at all this fabric we have to work with. Oh, the possibilities. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this and I'm going to slip it underneath that area to fill in the rest of the space. Now, I played with this for a while, guys. Just play with yours too. Decide what you think looks best. At first, I thought it looked good with that seam right down the center, but then I got like a seam down the center and two on the sides. I don't know. I decided I didn't like that. So after playing with it for what felt like, I don't know, an eternity, this is what I decided on. So I decided to not show that seam since I already have the two on the sides. So this is how this front is going to look. I'm going to go ahead and hand stitch the front down because it already has a seam there and I want to match it up perfectly. So I'm going to hand stitch the front. But when I flip it over to the back here, look how funky this looks. Woo, looks pretty awesome to me. I like it. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put this one through my sewing machine and just get a blue thread that's as close as possible to this because I am going to throw this into the wash so that it can distress. So there's no reason to try to match that off-color thread that I normally use for jeans when I'm going to distress it. Okay, so here it is all sewn together. I hand stitched the top and then I'll flip it over to the back and this is what it looks like. I put that through my sewing machine. Everything's looking pretty good. I did try it on. It fit great. So the next thing that you want to do after you make sure that it fit perfectly is cut off all your excess. You do not want to cut off any excess fabric until you've tried it on and made sure it fits, because once you cut something away, it is very difficult to put it back on. So let's say I tried this on and it didn't fit, then I would just take that seam out and adjust it accordingly so that it would fit me the way that it needs to. So it's so much easier to take the seam out and just adjust it than it would be to try to add fabric after you've taken it away. Okay, and the last thing that I want to show you here is that you're also going to want to level out your bottom. Now, because I'm going to put this in the wash to distress, I am leaving it a raw edge. So I just go ahead and cut this so that everything is pretty even. I don't know, pretty close to even, whatever. When I do it on the back, you'll see that it's actually not quite even. I do end up evening out after off camera. So this is the last thing that I do. I threw it in the wash, I think 2 times to get it distressed so that it looked, I don't know, somewhat good. And well, guys, I don't know. Let's check out the final result. Well, after my final thoughts. Okay, guys, like I said, this was so easy. I mean, literally anybody can do this, especially the no-sew version, which I will have coming up very soon. But pretty much all you got to do is the places where I decided to sew, you're going to use fabric glue. And that's literally it. That's the only difference. I'll definitely go over all that with you guys very soon in a video coming up as soon as I figure out what the heck I did with my fabric tack. Not sure where it is. Nonetheless, this was such an easy DIY. I made it a little bit harder than it needed to be in the way that I decided to stitch everything together, but overall it's super easy. And I know a lot of people don't like the frayed, distressed look on their skirt, and if that's the case, then you would just simply fold the end under and clean finish it. And I will show you how you can do that with the no-sew version, because I'm not going to do the whole frayed look with my next pair because it has like a print on it and I just think it would look kind of funny if I did it that way. So I'll definitely show you guys how to clean finish the ends and not have a frayed look like I did with this one, but I love it. I think it turned out great. Thank goodness. I'm really happy with one of my DIYs so far. I have so many more coming up, so make sure you're subscribed and you've clicked that notification bell because I have a lot of ideas Some of them pretty crazy, but most of them, all of you can actually do. So make sure you're subscribed and you've hit the notification bell. And if you enjoyed this video, share it with somebody so that they can upcycle their clothes too. And if you guys do that, make sure that you tag me on Instagram or Facebook. Let me know what you've created. I would love to see it. And if you got inspiration from this video, please let me know that. I love to hear all the ideas that other people have. So just throw it at me, guys. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and you can always comment below on this video as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you probably tomorrow in my next video. Bye! Or why not? Why does it look weird? It looks weird. Do I look weird? Something looks weird. All right, try it again. Piece of hair does not want to cooperate with the other ones. Okay. Oh my gosh, it does not want to cooperate. Oh, we can't start the video like this. Okay, guys, like I said, this was so easy. Now, if you decided... You don't decide. If I decided. Let's try it again.